time to open the second, third... How many bad ideas have you talked me into? Is this the fourth?
I think this is the third or the fourth.
Fourth.
I can't remember.
Freddy's, Among the Sleep. There are things I need of you, things you may not understand and may not wish to do. But please do not make the same mistakes I did. My father Howard deserted me before I was born. I could claim the loss of my mother, and the letter I received after her funeral blinded me to what I had to do. It would be a lie. Human nature sealed my downfall. My name is Philip. If we are lucky, by the time you receive this, I will be dead. I didn't get the last part.
I can read it. If fate frowns, we all perish.
Well, fuck, we're all dead. Alright. For players who are bad at action games, recommended suits most players. For players wanting a real challenge, okay, let's go with easy, please. My story begins in February, year 2000.
For my part in this allegory, I'm not going to make the same mistakes my father made. Howard vanished from my mother's life before I was even in. So when he sent me a letter a few days after
I wonder why the stream is so behind.
Oh, that's how it's supposed
he
to
was
be.
dead.
Like, all streams
Writing
are
from beyond the grave must be a genetic habit.
That's lame.
It's just 8 seconds.
His letter contained the key, instructions, please
Instructions.
forgiveness. I figured the dead don't have much use for absolution, so I turned to his prophetic passing, which he inexplicably expected to come any day. Clearly averse to explanations, my father preferred to leave directions to a bank on Mayfair I'd never even heard of. In that bank was a safety deposit box in his name, and myself as executor. Of course, I went, as he knew I would. I discovered that despite the evidence, he'd been legally declared dead almost 30 years ago.
30
so the
years
old book
dead.
and collection of notes I found had, in the eyes of the law, been mine all this time.
Huh.
My father's instructions were to burn the documents, raise no further questions. But
That's
that
not
was
that weird.
No man's immune to the shameful trappings of curiosity, and my humanity got the better of me. The university I taught at was world renowned for two things: physics and linguistics. I represented the first, and the man who stood for the second was stumped by my recent acquisition. The book was indecipherable.
It was indecipherable.
The notes, however, showed a location somewhere in uninhabited northern Greenland.
Oh, the northern Greenlands.
It took me almost a year to book the last flight I'd ever take. As I watched civilization disappear along with Heathrow, I realised my father had disappeared 3 decades ago, almost to the day.
Oh, 3 decades, almost to the
Considered
day.
What it was that I was leaving behind. We landed on a strip of
What
ice a
if
few feet
he's
wide,
actually
and
his
within minutes I was
father
pulling away
when
on
it
the
ended
charter
up
boat,
going back in time to
beginning
warn
a 12-hour
himself not to
journey
go there
that would
30
lead
years
me
in the
into my
future,
past.
but in the end he still ended up going because he didn't leave strong enough instructions, which therefore creates a time paradox as he keeps going back and forth trying to stop himself from making the same mistake he'll make anyway.
DJ, take another drink.
Okay.
Guy.
Finally, we're almost docked. I better stow away my gear and maybe far from home, but chances are I can still pick up things using left mouse. I can take a closer looking at things using right mouse.
That's weird. That's a weird thought to have.
Can I pick up this can of Campbell's Noodle Soup?
It's like I can pick up
Wait,
my phone.
Where do I
with my left mouse.
put it? Oops, I broke it.
I already breaking shit.
Wait. Telekinesis. Oh, that didn't work. Somewhere out there must be land and answers. I'm certain this map's a good decade or so out of date, but landmarks don't change much in Greenland, so I've got a pretty decent idea of where I'm heading. Shut up! Always a good idea to have a notebook, and to jot down interesting information and reminders. P. I think I left my torch in the desk drawer near the bed. It can be opened using my left mouse on it, holding the button down and moving the mouse. Oh, it's a lock. Always travel with a padlock and a key, preferably. Mine's in the inventory tab.
weirdly enough, Wally says he can hear me, but not you.
I moved the thingy. Let's see if he can hear me now. There. Can Wally hear me? Some extra batteries to power my flashlight. I'm sorry, flashlight.
Flashlight.
Shh.
Oh.
Could come in handy if the torch runs out of batteries. I should be able to access it through my inventory with the shortcut key, G.
Actually, it would make sense that he can't hear you. You're only playing the game. You're not talking in game. But wait, how would he be able to hear me? That wouldn't make any sense.
Because it picks up Skype.
But your recording should be fine.
Yeah. Oh, it's the flashlight. Flashlight.
The flashlight?
Flashlight. The flashlight switches on and off via the inventory tab, or hopefully with the shortcut key F. Whoa.
This is how I pick up things too in real life.
Pretty
I use
odorous,
left mouse
but
button
I'm getting
to pick
out
up
of
my
here
phone.
soon. They must eat and sleep and, well, do everything else in this one room for weeks at a time. Baby.
Then they can't hear what's making me laugh. They're just like, just over here cackling to nobody.
Okay, I can't do that. Can I take my jacket? I cannot take the jacket.
No,
I want
you
the
must
torch.
freeze.
I want the torch. Can I take this? This looks dangerous. No.
How's...
Oh. Excuse me. Chair. My dearest Eric, just a quick note before you set sail and leave me once again. I've left you a little something to remember me by in the chest at the foot of your bed. I really don't know why you still only have one bed on board, taking shifts because of it. Because of it is no way to get to a rest. What does a fisherman's wife know of life at sea? I'll be
Fisherman's wife got a really fucking...
to make the catch you need so that you can come home to me safely and soon. Please don't be gone for 5 weeks like last time. I know I might nag sometimes, but I do love you, you know. I've washed those overalls of yours. I know you'll get them covered in assorted fish parts in no time, but I still feel better knowing you've had a wash. Before I forget, the Henriksons in the village have asked me to see if you'll come by, if you'll be coming by any travel. But I said they were mostly out of season.
If it says something about her smoking a pack a day, I'll understand.
If you do happen to come upon any, don't say anything. Stow them well in the ice, and I'll do something special with them to celebrate when you come home to me. The ship's captain deserves a little special treatment once in a while, if you know what I mean. Take care, my love.
Oh my god.
Your dearest Gwendolyn. P.S. Could you please pick up an extra pack of smokes on your way home? I could really use some more.
Holy shit.
Ow, that hurt.
I was
Alright,
about to say, did that hurt?
just a
God
little. You can
damn.
invite Wally to the call so he can hear, as long as he's quiet. Ow. Oh shit, I missed it. Fisherman's wife's love letter. To-do list.